So it's really good to hear that you are at a stage where you're able to give the client suggestions and they are actually getting, converted into like real life execution.
We pre-plan everything what we do, whether
Yeah.
it's a small process, small part of the project, a small name change.
We are truly a development partner with the client. So, do you have any protocols or any frameworks that you follow, or any specific things that you do different while, say, code reviewing or any other processes that you follow? I know about the WonderBiz recipe that you said, I understood that part. So, which is the tech stack that you're working with currently? And
Oh.
how do you help? Like, why did you all choose that specific tech stack? Why did the client choose that, and how are you helping the client with this?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
for me, first is to understand what the user or the client wants. Second is to fit those requirements into the set of rules or set of recipe what we have on our side at WonderBiz.
Okay. Hi everyone, this is Muskan this side and I work in the digital marketing team at WonderBiz, and today I have Tauseef right here with me. He has been with us since he was a fresher and now he has developed into a full stack software engineer in 4 years, and now he's working at a stage where he's mentoring other people in his team while also dealing with the clients on an everyday basis. So let's learn from him what all he has learned at WonderBiz and how has his growth been here. So hi Tauseef, how are you doing today?
Hey Muskan, all good. How are you?
I'm doing good too. Thank you. So let's start with your early responsibilities and how have you grown since then? Could you just brief us about that?
Yeah. So I joined WonderBiz in 2022
Okay.
as a .NET developer, where I was working with a team which we used to make software for edge devices.
Okay, that's
But
nice. Yeah.
I wanted to pursue towards the full stack development path. So WonderBiz helped me to get to another project,
Okay.
which took care of the learning distributions of our client.
Okay.
That project helped me to get in touch with client directly, as well as have an idea about how this client talks and tech spec work around.
Okay.
With that, currently I have shifted to another team which work on majorly on the paints part.
Okay.
We are just a bunch of niche people which take care of the problems, untamed problems, with our very fresh, very new, revolutionary solutions.
Okay.
Basically disrupting the part at which the industry 4.0 haven't been looking into it.
Okay. So as we know that paint industry is very unorganized. So are you helping organize it better with your tech product?
Yep. From organizing to digitizing to getting an actual output out of the solution model.
Okay, that sounds great. Would like to delve deeper into that definitely. So, could you help us with the exact part of Industry 4.0 that you're working in right now?
So currently we guys work into the paint industries, where we help the tinterman to have a better decision over it. So basically we have our product basically help to have a better assisted decision making for the work what the user does.
Okay. So, how exactly does it work? Could you delve a little deeper into it and make us understand that how exactly is your product helping them?
So
The
our
data.
product has gone through multiple stages or multiple phases,
Yes.
where since the thing is so unorganized, we have to make sure that we get them a path. It's like a water pipe. Water can flow anywhere, but we need a pipe for it to get into a flow. So for that, we started it with having it digitized. So the paint industry in which we are tackling is very manual based, where everything whatever happens in a plant, from any process to any data collection, it happens on pen and paper. They have a structure over it, but it was so tedious that user might lose some data, might some lose some process, might lose some aspects towards what the work is happening. In that case, what we tackled is into 3 phases.
Okay.
First phase was to digitize the whole process what they had.
Okay.
Digitize the whole process means to have a small website, a small portal for them, so that they would be able to add details over it,
Okay.
a structured details.
So, could you help us with which part of Industry 4.0 exactly are you working?
Yeah, so we guys are currently working for paint industries.
Okay.
Paint industry specific because we saw a gap into it
Okay.
with the internet and their process.
Okay.
Internet and the process in the sense where the whole paint industry, what we have seen is they all are pen driven in the sense all things are there in
Manual, pen and paper.
Yeah. So they sometimes tend to miss some of the data what they have or which it could be helpful. So in that case, what we did was we took all these things, digitize it, help them to have a portal up.
Okay.
They have their data. With that data, we add our tech into it. We add our ML, we add our AI into it.
Okay.
Package it and help them to make their decisions better.
Okay, that's nice. So, which is the tech stack that you're working with currently, and how do you help? Like, why did you all choose that specific tech stack? Why did the client choose that, and how are you helping the client with the same?
Yeah. So for me, being a full stack developer or working on front end or back end, major part of our team is with the ML and AI guys.
Okay.
So the tech stack we have to use becomes a bit fragile over it.
Okay.
So for the backend part, we used Python because the majority of our team is with that.
Okay.
So backend is on Python Fast API. We take the client's guidelines to you to make the front end or the productionizing part. So what we do is we have taken the front end into React TypeScript. We are using database techniques like MS SQL. We are dockerizing the whole app. We have an whole IPC situation where we need to deploy the whole app from. So it has transitioned from being onto the cloud to an actual PC, which has helped us to have more power and more restrictions. So those restrictions are way better for our ML and AI part to work on. And as per the ML AI part, we take help of some clustering algorithms to make our model run.
Okay, that's nice. Okay, so as I know that you talk directly to the clients, okay, and help them with the whole execution phase. So, how is your journey from understanding the specs they have given to the execution level and then finally deployment as well?
So, for me, into these 4 years, I divided the whole process into 4 parts.
Okay.
First is to understand what the user or the client wants. Second is to fit those requirements into the set of rules or set of recipe what we have on our side at WonderBiz.
Okay.
Third is to quickly have it confirmed with the customer whether exactly this is what you want. We are onto this.
Okay. Right path.
Right path or the same page or something like that.
Yeah, and quicker iterations.
Yeah. And finally deliver it as fast as we can.
Okay. But while delivering in the as fast as you can part, how do you make sure that you're not compromising on the quality that you're delivering?
That's where our recipe or set of rules gets in.
Okay.
Where we have kept it to ourselves that this is the point at which we will code or this is the point at which we will deliver. No compromises into that. So that helps to make it faster. Because most of the time whenever a developer starts to code a feature from scratch, they usually get into that procrastination wala phase where they go ahead with thinking how to start.
Okay.
We have covered all those things of how and what, why and where is with the client side what they will provide us.
Okay.
And else will be taken care of by us.
Okay. So, do you have any protocols or any frameworks that you follow or any specific things that you do different while, say, code reviewing or any other processes that you follow? I know about the WonderBiz recipe that you said, I understood that part, but anything can you give us into a detailed logic that would help our clients and help our new talent understand that better and in general our audience understand that better?
Yeah. So for us having the app around or having the app built, we follow agile system
Yes.
where we take care of, so every day we sync up, we have a small talk on what we did,
Okay.
what we are going to do,
Okay.
and if there are any blockers which we are getting in, so we will take care of that first
Okay.
and then move forward with the other parts whatever we have to do. So
Okay.
not having any previous junk kept
Okay.
helps us to make it well.
Okay.
Else it is standard over all the products what we have or all the companies, or how our client side follows, whether it could be some tech rules, whether it could be some code rules, so we have to follow all those things, adapt it and make it happen.
Okay. So since we do work in an offshore model, right? So how do you make sure that you get the timings right and the communication gap isn't there and you are like, I know about the sync and the daily stand-up thing that you mentioned.
Yeah.
But other than that, if you face any problems or if there is anything urgent, then how do you make sure when to take a call, when to convey it to them and ask them because of the time zone difference? How do you make sure to cover that well?
So two things which helps us a lot. First is pre-planning
Yes.
and second is multiple options.
Okay.
Like we pre-plan everything what we do, whether
Yeah.
it's a small process, small part of the project, a small name change
Okay.
that requires some details towards it, okay, why and how we are making it happen. That gives us a clearer idea about what could be the possible things and what could be the possible outcomes.
Okay.
With that we pre-plan it and we have it with our client, so that if something is in their park, they will let us know. If not, we can reschedule it again and again.
Okay. That's nice. So this makes sure that there is no communication gap
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you are able to move smoothly
Yeah.
even while you're working in different hours and
Yeah.
different time zones. That's nice. So as we discussed earlier, so I would like to deep dive into one more point. That is that you mentor other people in your team. While as I know we are very senior in the project itself and in WonderBiz also for this part of the project which is going on, especially since it is in the pilot stage, right? So I'm pretty sure there would be a lot of iterations which go on because it is basically still developing and it's like new for everyone who's involved, right? So how do you make sure that whatever specifications you're getting from the client are getting conveyed well to other people in the team, whichever ones are saying your responsibility to get done, and how are you mentoring them along with that?
Yeah. So since I have been at the start of this project, it has helped me to adapt what our client wants.
Okay.
The translation of their words are better for us who has been getting into familiar side.
Yes.
Familiar side would be having the offshore visits,
Yeah.
frequent connection with the client, having ideas from our side. So having ideas from our side how it works, whether for a certain statement or for a certain feature, we would have multiple options towards it.
Yes.
Those multiple options we first present that in front of our client,
Okay.
and for what the client likes, not being ambitious about what they want to deliver, just being
Yes.
real and truthful about their product,
Yeah.
help us also to understand what they actually want.
Okay.
So that has helped me a lot. In that sense, if something new gets in, it could be like the new members or new freshers which have been joining to our team would not have that idea. So I make sure to make it familiar for them, to
Okay.
have them into a sense of having that product to be theirs, of what they would want, so that they will have an idea and the brains working on it.
Okay.
Then I would let them in front of the clients
Okay.
to have to propose their ideas,
Okay.
which the alteration into them will not just so technically sometimes it demotivates the developer on what they have thought about and
And-
why it is getting downgraded or why it is getting updated
Yeah.
frequently,
Yeah.
but making sure that these things would definitely help them
Yes.
into that sense where the actual product what our clients want is what we have to deliver. Yes, we have expertise or we would have better options over it, but knowing that, having that in our mind कि this is what the view of our it's like a small part of a photograph and
Okay.
which they have a good view over it.
Okay.
We can do anything around it, but that view has to be clear into the devs. So
Yes.
I help the other people to make it happen. Yes, I for a brief time I'll be the mediator in between them, but I make sure that it transitions like what I had in transition with talking with the clients and having that tech spec and having that those ideas up.
Okay, so you make sure the photograph is pretty clear to them
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
Yes, that's a good one. Yeah. Since you have handled detailed industrial logic, so how do you put it into use while developing a stable industrial application?
So as a tech guy, where I have to translate the whole thing, whatever we get as an input from the client, into a tech format. First, what we do is we break down the whole thing.
Okay.
We make small models or small logics over it.
Yeah.
We make sure that those logics lined itself with the tech what we have. Yes, we have our tech setup, but sometimes there could be certain cases where that feature would need something better over the what we have, like some add-ons of some libraries, some add-ons of some other aspects what they would be using.
Yes.
For example, currently what we got into was with the sensor. The sensor itself was so smart enough to get the data out, but it was not compliant for our client. So we
Okay.
suggested them how we can compline that
Okay.
with their tech only,
Okay.
and that has helped them to use that sensor because it was a good sensor and we don't want to let that go.
Yeah.
But that also added some weight or some work on our tech side,
Yeah.
which was 100% usable or
Okay.
acceptable because we want to achieve that what our client wants.
Okay.
So in that case, we divide them into it. We make sure to have a good quality data storing out of it,
Okay.
a good clean UI, and to support that a better backend for it, which will incorporate everything.
Okay.
Prototyping it frequently,
Okay.
having demos with the client, making sure that we are getting into a clear path. It does not happen for every feature what we have. There could be some features which are straightforward. So since we get into agile sprint system, so at the sprint end we have a demo over it, looking upon it, yes it works, then taking that demo to the stakeholders, them approving it and then moving forward.
Yes.
So to be honest, it started with too many changes at first with that ideology of that view. Once we have ourselves logged in, it has gone really well.
Okay, that's really nice. So it's really good to hear that you are at a stage where you're able to give the client suggestions and they are actually getting, converted into like real life execution samples, and that shows that how we are truly a partner, not just like we are truly a development partner with the client and not just executing. for
In
them.
that case, one more thing which has helped us is the connect what we have with our client.
Yeah.
Since we are in a pilot stage, we have to had multiple iterations over it.
Yes.
In that case, we suggested to have it running. We could dockerize the whole app.
Okay.
That helps us to maintain it. That helps us to update it. That helps us to have a better idea on if it moves to cloud or if it moves to microservices, if it moves to any other platform, we will have a better idea. So that connection between us of them understanding why we want to do.
Yes.
Because to be honest, client wanted to have a whole system for the pilot, but if there are certain updates, it would have been a case where they have to experience some downtime. So not to have it, to minimize it, not to have it is a very big thing, but to minimize it.
Yes,
we
because
could just-
downtime is like about like it's a given, it will happen, but the max you can do is like to
Minimize it.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can
minimize
understand
it
that. Yeah.
as much as it is acceptable.
Yes, yes.
So in that case, we propose them. They liked it, and then we are taking it.
That's great. That's great to hear. So, as we are working in a very niche industry, which is Industry 4.0, and that is developing for them is very different than you would say for different SaaS companies or for any normal consumer products that you may develop, right? Because here the downtime is of very much importance, and plus the data also is a lot more than it would be there in SaaS or consumer products. So, how do you handle that, and how has your experience been different with that? I know you are here since you are a fresher, I do understand that, but I'm pretty sure you must have worked in your college days and some other personal life in other projects as well, where you would have more exposure to the normal ones as well. So, could you help us understand the difference better?
So for Industry 4.0, just to have it a base towards it, Industry 4.0 only demands reliability. Reliability in your product, reliability in your software, reliability in your hardware.
Okay.
In that case, if we have our app running well, this will help the user to attain their real life outcome better. In the sense, if we have our, for this example of the current project, what we have, if we have our ML algorithms on site, that will help them better. In the sense, they will have a better control over it. They will have no piracy issue, no data stealing issue. This will help us also to have a better idea and suggest better things towards the hardware what they use. So the downtime what we talk about in Industry 4.0 could stop the actual conveyor they are working on, actual processes they are working on. Whereas in SaaS, if something goes down, it could be just a small page not working, a small functionality not working. But here, if a small functionality would not work, it means the whole process is stuck. And if that is stuck, there is no getting back, and that the stuckness and not having the output at that time what it was desired is a big cost.
Yes,
and we try to minimize that as much as we can.
Yes, that's really huge. The difference in that is actually very huge.
Totally.
Commendable. Yeah. So, since you also talk with the real users, right? So, how do you make sure that there are different mindsets when it comes to people who are working in hardware and or who are working in software.
Yeah.
So, how do you help bridge the gap and make them understand which place you are coming from and try to understand what they are trying to say?
Yes. So for this specifically, the site visits or having a view over the previous apps which has been created on this domain helps. How they help? So these guys, whatever we want to digitize it, they would want it. For them, it's a big transition for them.
Yes.
Because the whole process what happens in industry goes with a training thing. What that training thing does is they set the user to their work, what they have to do in a factory or in industry in general. For that, we make sure to keep it similar to what they used to do. It would just be the look and feel would be the similar. It's just the things what they used to make it happen would change. So that cut down most of the slack what we have. Most of the slack in the sense where the training part itself goes down. Second thing is, we ourselves have our testing sets so up because we make sure that the whole system what we have there is all replicated to our side, and we go through multiple iterations of working on it. So us being a software guy will know where the problem is, but the person who could get into that, who encounters into those problems would never know what happened. So in that case, there are certain fallbacks we use. There are certain callbacks. There are certain software things we use to make it happen. We log them. We make sure that it comes to us, and then fix it into the the formal future iterations. Since we are in pilot, this works. But in case if it gets into a product, we make sure all the talks happens with the user is also covered, so that the app what we have made is for the client,
Yes.
but is for the
Actually,
users
to be used by the users. And it's also like changing the whole style of their working. Right?
Yep,
So they're being
yep.
used to one set of working and style of working, and now it's like getting changed entirely. So it's like entirely new for them as well.
Either change, either getting an add-on to their work what they do.
And like their skill set.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's good to hear. So it has been a lovely discussion with you, Tauseef. I got to learn a lot, and I'm pretty sure our audience did too. So before signing off, I would like to ask you one last question. If any advice you would have for any other freshers or any other person who was joining WonderBiz, especially the industry 4.0 domain, because it's different to any other software development that they may be working on. So what advice would you give to them?
For the new people, I would just want let them know to have two qualities into them. First is to be curious. Curious not in the sense ki just curious about the work, the new tech and everything. Curious about the processes, what happens into the industries. Curious about what that feature or what that thing or what that machine is used for, can be used, and what the client themselves want. Curious about getting onto internet, getting onto the docs, getting onto the literature, whatever is there on the internet, not just having it waved off a chat GPT, but having an idea why those things are being there. And second would be just being healthy in the sense of health, as well as healthy into acceptance on what we have to do on.
Yes.
Acceptance would be having a feature into a certain way. Acceptance would be having them know to, so there could be certain ways that a thing could be happen. In that case, being healthy would be how to change it. That's it.
Yeah.
This will definitely help them to have a long run and have a sustained run over it, because these things will help them turn themselves into a better output of, as a developer or as a user.
Yeah. So because like basically to sum it up, help them see the entire photograph instead of just the feature or the spec that they're working on.
Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you, Tauseef. Thank you for giving us your time.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, most welcome. Thank you everyone for your time, and I hope you all got to learn a lot today. If you have any questions or any comments to Tauseef, make sure to comment them below, and we'll hope to see you in the next one.